Totals of dead and injured in Las Vegas, all caused by one person, have renewed the gun control debate.
Yeah, but for some people, including those in the White House, they say now is not the time to discuss it. KCAL9 political reporter Dave Bryan has the president's reaction to the tragedy. Dave.
Plenty of political ramifications, but will it really change anything? I think the odds are really against it. Just hours after the Las Vegas massacre, the gun control debate was already getting fired up, as it has after all the recent mass killings we've witnessed for years. But at the White House, President Trump said it was time to focus on the horrendous tragedy, not politics.
It was an act of pure evil.
President Trump's reaction to the Las Vegas massacre was somber and filled with references to unity.
Our unity cannot be shattered by evil. Our bonds cannot be broken by violence. And though we feel such great anger at the senseless murder of our fellow citizens, it is our love that defines us today.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was overcome by emotion at the daily briefing when she talked about the heroism of those who sacrificed their own lives to save others.
The memory of those who displayed the ultimate expression of love in the midst of an unimaginable act of hate will never fade.
The White House said this was not the right time to discuss gun control, but rather a time for mourning and contemplation. But CBS News reports that in the aftermath of a 2015 mass shooting in Oregon, candidate Trump said gun control laws have no connection to such crimes, that it's all about mental illness and people who slip through the cracks. But gun control supporters say enough is enough.
I don't think we can wait for a different administration. I think the people need to get active, call Congress, call their federal senators. We cannot wait for a new administration. The stakes are way too great.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton tweeted, "Our grief isn't enough. We can and must put politics aside, stand up to the NRA, and work together to try to stop this from happening again." CBS News reports until 13 years ago, the federal assault weapons ban, spearheaded by California Senator Dianne Feinstein, would likely have outlawed some of the rapid-fire automatic weapons and high-capacity magazines used by the Las Vegas killer. But the ban lapsed, and attempts to renew it have failed.
The nation's counting on you.
Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was shot in the head 6 years ago, was on Capitol Hill Monday with her husband, retired astronaut Mark Kelly, pushing for tighter gun control laws.
What it takes is for people that put these folks in office to demand action.
But Republican Congressman Steve Scalise, who was nearly killed during a congressional baseball practice this summer when a gunman opened fire, told Norah O'Donnell in a 60 Minutes interview last week he's still a strong gun rights supporter.
But you're now a victim of gun violence.
Yeah, but I'm also saved by well-trained people who had guns to shoot back, and whatever the weapon's going to be. I mean, if it's not a gun, it'll be a hand grenade or it'll be a knife or an axe. I think what's important to focus on is that we have strong rights in this country.
And Second Amendment rights attorney Bruce Kolodny, based in San Bernardino, told me in a Skype interview there are good reasons that Americans have a right to possess guns.
There's a thin line between civilization as we know it in this country, anarchy and chaos. Police can't be everywhere. We chose to allow our people to be armed and to take measures for the safety of themselves and their families.
And tonight, this tweet from one of the band members who played on stage at that Las Vegas concert Sunday. He tweeted, "I've been a proponent of the Second Amendment my entire life until the events of last night. I cannot express how wrong I was." It's widely acknowledged that California has the toughest gun control laws in the country, and one of the local leaders in that movement told me today that since 1990, this state has approved over 50 new gun control laws. But leaders in that movement are still trying to figure out how to expand that success to other states. Jeff, Lena?
Well, Dave, President Trump has called for political action during tragedies before, but on the same day as the London stabbings back in June, he tweeted that we need to ban or have that travel ban. So how is this tragedy really any different? Today he didn't choose to really take any side.
Well, It's very different, and I'll tell you exactly why. This tragedy is different because Republicans control all levels of the federal government, and one of the key pillars of Donald Trump's agenda when he ran for president was protecting and expanding Americans' access to guns, a direct appeal to his constituency. So unlike the London stabbings, which were a perfect pathway to promote the travel ban, there's no political angle after the worst mass shooting ever seen in America that would connect with President Trump's agenda or the Republican agenda in Congress. Lena, back to you.